Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Warzone video. I hope you are having a good day. In today's episode, we are going to discuss how to use movement during gunfights. This is probably a more advanced video, more for players that already know how to slide cancel, do jump shots and do bunny hops. If you don't know how to do these movement mechanics already, I highly recommend go watch my movement video. I will leave a link in the description. Anyways, I noticed it's easy to understand how to do specific movements just running around the map. However, it does take experience and situational awareness on when to use certain movement mechanics for each specific gunfight you get into. So today we are going to go in depth and talk about the movements you've been using in different scenarios, talk about a few methods and techniques that can be used to give you the upper hand during gunfights. So by the end of the video, you should have a deeper understanding on how movement mechanics can play to your advantage during combat, and hopefully you can implement some of these tips into your own gameplay as well. So with the intro out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's begin. Topic number 1, when your enemy is holding corners. So a lot of the times when playing Warzone, the enemy is often holding corners waiting for you to come through to take you out. Luckily, Warzone has a few movement mechanics to help you gain the upper hand, even when someone is pre-aiming the door or the corner. I think that's what I like about Warzone. It rewards you even if you're playing aggressive. You can really utilize movement mechanics in the game to push people just camping buildings or playing quite defensive. If you know someone is holding the corner, what you want to do is slide cancel or perform a jump shot. The goal is to swing wide to create some distance between where they are pre-aiming and your position. I will explain this further though in the breakdown. Another benefit of slide cancelling and jumping around corners, you will also have peeker's advantage on your side. What that basically means, when you're swinging around the corner, you will see the enemy first for like a split second, which can be a huge advantage even when people are pre-aiming or just camping. So I'm just going to break down a scenario just to show as an example and demonstrate what I mean. So in this scenario, we are playing duos and we are pushing another team. We've got a UAV, so we're in a pretty good spot. My teammate downs the enemy. I know he doesn't have a self-revive, so I don't even bother going for the kill. I am more concerned about his teammate. I spot the enemy on UAV in the container. Notice how I'm already pre-aiming the door even in mid-air. Always be ready guys and anticipate just in case the enemy attacks. At this point, I know the enemy is around the corner here waiting for me. I did see him on the UAV as I mentioned. Notice how he's pre-aiming the door with a shotgun. If I peek slowly, he would have done some damage on me. So I perform a slide cancel and get as far away as the door as possible. Notice the distance between the door and my body position. So what you want to do is start your slide cancel right at the entry position. That way when you slide in, you will cover some distance, making it harder for the enemy to track you. Another thing I like to do, when I know the target's position or when I'm fighting in close quarters, I shoot and then aim down sight. Notice how I've already fired some bullets, I haven't even aimed down sight yet. This just makes it faster to kill targets, especially at close range. Topic number 2, closing the distance. So sometimes when playing Warzone, you often run into enemies and you get caught in like strange positions and you're pretty much up close and personal with the targets. What I try to do in these scenarios is actually try to jump or slide cancel towards the enemy and close the distance and try to move through the target. When you do this, you basically kind of cram up the enemy and it makes it super hard for them to track you. I'm just going to use a boxing term as an example. Imagine if someone's trying to throw a jab at you. However, you avoid that jab by ducking, you close the distance, and then you're able to get your own shots in. So basically with Warzone, when you bump into someone out of nowhere, you can close the distance, cram up the enemy and make it harder for them to track you, and then you can get your own shots in as well. I'll break down a couple of scenarios where this occurs just to show as an example and explain further. So in this scenario, I'm pushing a couple of targets camping on these stairs. I don't recommend pushing these stairs at all, but I remember I was trying to get revenge for my teammates, so here I am. So I slide cancel around the corner. I like to keep my centering in the middle, however the target is on the left. Notice that I snap to the left immediately and perform a jump shot back towards my right, towards cover. I do this just in case something goes wrong and I can dip out. When pushing people, most likely they are pre-aiming, so any added movement with an exit plan always helps. I managed to get the down, however, a second target appears, so I dip out for a second to reassess. He throws a Molotov and for some reason, I think I'm a firebender and I'm immune to fire and jump through it. I soon realize I'm an idiot, so I dip out again. I played up and re-engaged, and I guess he's on the right this time where I seen him last, and yep, I get it wrong. So at this point, I messed up. I think I'm dead. So I want to try to make a play and close the distance and try to cramp up the target, just like we spoke about before. I jump towards the enemy, over his bullets, and yeah, as you can see, it worked out well. I'm in mid-air, he's having issues tracking me, and I managed to get the kill. So in this scenario, I'm hunting down an enemy. I think he's in this little cubby here, but I'm not 100%. I slide cancel through the door to check the corner, but I get shot in the back and I start to freak out and I try to get into cover to armor up. and this guy pops up to say hello. At this point, I'm in big trouble. He's already taken 2 of my plates and he's about to down me. So I close the distance, I jump towards the target to cramp him up. As you can see, by jumping towards the target, he's now aiming at the door and I was able to get my own shots in and get the kill. Jumping or even slide cancelling towards targets to cramp up the space to make the enemies harder to track you is super effective, especially in like close range fights or if you get caught by surprise. Make sure to try out these tips in your own gameplay as well and see how you go. Hey guys, really quickly, I do have an announcement. I recently just made a Twitch account, andos.gaming TV, and I will be streaming on the platform. To be honest, I was a bit nervous about streaming and I thought, what the hell, let's just do it. I think in life sometimes you really just have to go for it and see what happens. I took a chance on this YouTube channel and I put a lot of time and effort into this while working full time. And pretty much most days I'm pulling double shifts to put these videos together and also try not to get fired from my current job. But yeah, I didn't really expect to have 30,000 subscribers. I do really appreciate all you guys and thank you so much for everything. Anyways, yeah, if you could do me a small favor, I'll leave a link in the description. If you can go give my Twitch account a follow, you can check out the stream when I go live. I'm always happy to have a chat, just hang out, good vibes. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask me directly on stream. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's continue with the video. Topic number 3, when someone is pushing you. A lot of times when you're running around Warzone, getting into crazy gunfights, there are often scenarios where you are being pushed. Like for example, you hear someone is coming around the corner, about to push you, or targets just full sending, trying to take your soul. What you want to do is go on the offensive and not just be a sitting duck just waiting in the corner. You want to utilize movement mechanics such as slide cancels, jump shots, and bunny hops to counter attack while being pushed by enemy teams. It's all about timing. Best case scenario, you want to surprise the enemy mid-sprint running towards you or where the enemy is just around the corner, and then you can perform your movement mechanic to break the enemy's camera. Look, at times you can hold angles and wait for the enemy to come to you, or in other scenarios, it's better to go on the counter attack when you're being pushed. It really just depends on the scenario. There are a lot of variables involved. Saying that though, it's always good to have both options in your arsenal. Either you want to play super defensive and hold corners, or you can counter attack with movement mechanics. I'll break down a couple scenarios where I'm being pushed and use movement to my advantage.
Wait, what is this server? Give me.
I love it. Bot lobbies.
In this scenario, my teammate gets down. We've got a UAV, so I know the enemy is towards my right. At this point, I make a prediction that the enemy is going to push in, and I'm going to try to catch the target mid-sprint. The reason why I don't peek is just in case the enemy team is pre-aiming this door, so I slide cancel out and best case scenario happen with the target still in the sprint animation. Just to make sure I don't die, I jump in the opposite direction after my slide cancel to make it harder for the target to track me. Notice how his gun is still aiming where I finished my slide cancel, but I'm in mid-air to the right side getting my shots in. Slide cancel jumps are super useful to make the enemy miss while getting your own shots in at the same time. In this scenario, I'm being pushed by another team. At this point, I'm playing quite defensive, holding my angle since the enemy's body count is high and I'm versing multiple targets. I peek the other side and I managed to get the down. So right now, I'm being pushed by this enemy. Notice how he's performing a jump shot on me. In my head, I'm not going to stand still and make myself an easy target, so I do my own jump shot to make me harder to track, and I managed to get the kill. Let's rewind this for a second though, as there's something else I want to point out. Notice how the enemy is starting his jump at this position. In my opinion, you want to start your movement animation behind cover in gunfights when possible. I think if he started his jump behind cover, by the time I could get any visual cues, the target would have been in full motion and already aiming at me, and I think I would have lost that gunfight for sure. So guys, these are little things that people don't really pay attention to because it's all happening so fast, but these little tweaks can be a huge factor between you winning or losing the gunfight. Well, that is it for today's video. Just some final thoughts about movement and Warzone in general. I think the movement mechanics in Warzone are super fun and addictive. I noticed there are levels to this, so hopefully this video has helped you out even if it's a little bit. If you're not sure on how to do the movements themselves, make sure to go check out my movement video. I cover everything and I will leave the link in the description. If you have Modern Warfare multiplayer, I highly recommend practicing against other players on small maps like Shipment, or just make a custom lobby and get the reps in against bots. That's how I train my movement. In regards to my thoughts about Warzone lately, to be honest, I did take a little break with the whole hacking situation. I did jump on though on the first day of season 5, legit. I did not bump into one hacker or session, which was kind of weird. So yeah, I was quite optimistic. The next day I bumped into 2 hackers, which was not horrible. Hopefully it does get better. I can deal if it's like a game or 2. I noticed there are less cheaters on Rebirth, so I might play that mode a bit more. Let's see what happens. Season 5 though, I like the new perk system. I'll probably make a new video about the new perks and which ones I prefer, so that's coming soon. Anyways, remember to like the video if you enjoyed the content or if you learned anything new. Remember to sub to the YouTube channel if you are interested. Also guys, go check out my Twitch, andos.gaming TV. Link will be in the description. As always, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.